Hey guys, how are you? Hey, if I were to ask you a question, would you be honest with me? So here's the question. You ever been scared? Do you ever feel real fear? So every year what I do is I try to pick one word, just one word that I can work on. Not two words, not three words, but one word. So this year, the word that I'm focusing on is courage, okay? Because there's times in my life when I've been scared. So I've really been trying to pay attention because I'm focusing on that word, courage. All of a sudden I start to realize some of the places that I'm scared. So I'm going to just share a quick story with you. Again, it's the dirt bike trip. I promise one day these dirt bike trip stories will end. But it was kind of interesting because, we were riding dirt bikes down in St. George, Mesquite, and we came to this really big slick rock that was had kind of a razor spine to it. You had to go up in just the right place or it kicked your bike sideways. And there's about 15 or 20 guys that ride with us. And there were probably about five, 6 guys that actually went up the rock. And I'm sitting at the bottom, and it's probably 30, 40 feet tall, really steep. If you flame out, if you kill your bike, halfway up that thing, you're sliding all the way back down and stuff's going to break. So I'm sitting down there and I'm trying to pay attention to how I feel. When you really feel nervous and scared, your stomach, maybe starts to get knotted up a little bit. You get sweaty in the armpits, your face starts to flush. You start having all these thoughts in your mind like, this is stupid. Why would I even try this? Because so many things could go wrong and I could get hurt, right? So all these protective mechanisms that your body has start to show up to try to convince you not to do what you're about to do. When do these things show up in your life? Is it when you're about to dial the phone? Is it when you're about to go meet with somebody at a lunch appointment or a presentation? Is it about when you're going to do a home meeting, when you're about to stand up in front of a crowd of 5,000 people or 5 people? So when do these triggers happen, when you feel that fear, and what do you do about them? So because I'm focused on that word courage this year, and I want to become more courageous, I'm starting to tackle those things that show up in my life. And so, it's interesting. After everybody left, there was about 2 or 3 guys. I guess there's about 4 or 5 guys that stuck around. 4 or 5 guys climbed this rock. Everybody else went around, and I'm still sitting there at the bottom because I'm like having this internal debate with my little voice. I mean, I look probably bipolar down there going, hey, you can get up this thing. No, you can't. You should try it. No, you shouldn't. So I'm having this internal conversation with myself. And I finally just decided, I don't want to be scared. I don't want to be fearful. So no matter what happens, I'm going to try this because I want to say I did it. Not because of doing it, but because I feel fear right now, and I don't want to feel the fear. I want to feel courageous. So I'm going to attempt the things that scare me the most right now so that they don't scare me in the future. You hear me talk about the comfort zone and the money zone all the time. They are worlds apart, you guys. If you want to get in the money zone, you have to expand your comfort zone. And here's what I've learned in business and in life. The more things you do that are scary, the less scary life is. But if you're always hiding, if you're always succumbing to these feelings of fear and saying, it just feels uncomfortable, I'm not going to do it, I'm scared. Guess what? Life is just scary all the time. Everything you do is just scary. How many of you know somebody that's just scared to do anything and they're super negative and life is just miserable for them? But then you see these people who are courageous and they just try it, right? So I got up I tried the first time, didn't have enough commitment, didn't have enough momentum, only got about 10, 15 feet up the rock, slid back down. And the next time I thought, I can do this. I just got to have more commitment. So I made the circle, grabbed second gear, hit it a little harder, and boop, right up to the top, right? It was no big deal. How many times is it no big deal? We sit and we stew at the bottom of the mountain, and we sit and we look at this obstacle that's so scary, and we convince ourselves that we can't do it or that we don't want to do it. And then all of a sudden, when we finally overcome that, we just zip right up to the top. And then when you get up there, you're like, well, that was no big deal. But here's the good news. When you do that and you conquer your fear and you become more courageous, guess what? Now I could go back down and go right back up that rock. And the next obstacle that's just like it, it's no big deal because I've become a bigger person. The rock didn't get smaller, but I got bigger. Okay, if you want to do big business, you got to be a big person. Okay, big deals don't come to small people. So think about that. When does fear show up in your life? How do you handle it? What kind of emotions does it trigger? What physical symptoms does it trigger? Pay attention to it. And then in those moments, have the courage to make the change that you need to make, to push forward, get through it, see what's on the other side. Guess what? Your comfort zone expands. All of a sudden, you start making more money. So hopefully this tip helps. We'll see you guys on the next video. See ya.